Can you believe it? The roof is open. It is that mild in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. We're at Chase Field. This series rolls on with the St. Louis Cardinals in town, going head-to-head with the Arizona Diamondbacks. All the action on Fox Sports Arizona. Hello there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. He's Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, and we trust on this Saturday night your weekend has been a good one to this point. Dan Herron takes the bump for the Diamondbacks. Now, Danny won a stretch of about 4 starts here a couple of weeks back where he struggled, and I mean mightily. People were concerned about Dan, and deservedly so. But his last 2 starts, he has truly pieced things back together.
Well, I think what happened, Darren, and folks at home, is Dan Herron actually challenged himself. He challenged himself. It was unacceptable what was going on in that 3 or 4 start little stretch there, Darren. And I think he called upon himself to say, you know what? Not only am I pitching unacceptably, but this team is playing unacceptably, and I'm going to try to be the guy to get us out of these doldrums. Well, he's thrown very well in his last 2 starts, winning one of them.
He's gone more to the split, but also just deciding he's going to pound the bottom part of the zone.
I think that's the key. He has given up a lot of home runs on fastballs that are elevated in the middle of the plate. Now he's really focused on keeping the ball down, getting a little sink on it, and pitching to a little more contact there.
Well, we have to talk about this number, by the way. 7 or more innings, 3 runs or less. That's a 1.77. The only losing team in baseball to have their starters do that, they are 7-9. That can't happen any longer.
Wholeheartedly agree with you. When you've got a starting staff putting up 1.7, I mean, that should be like 13-3 in those 16 games rather than 7-9. It's got to change. These guys have got to start taking upon themselves to start driving in some big runs and making some big pitches when they need it late in the ball game.
A roster change today as Miguel Montero makes his way back from knee surgery, not in the starting lineup, available off the bench, all the way back from this freak injury, Gracie. The energy he brings back, the offense that he brings back will help this club.
Oh, I think so. Miguel is a much-needed left-handed thump type of guy that this offense needs. He's a guy that's not a big strikeout guy. This lineup right now is striking out at an astronomical level. He's a guy that can put the ball in play a little more, and I think he's a guy that really brings a much-needed bolt of energy right now.
All right, certainly glad to have you with us this evening. The Cardinals going head-to-head with the Arizona Diamondbacks. When we come back, it's an update on Brandon Webb. Will we see Brandon Webb wear a Diamondbacks uniform, active pitching in the year 2010? by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, by Colorado Tourism. Start planning your Colorado summer adventure today at Colorado.com, and by Southwest Airlines. Visit Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on.
And just about set for the first pitch in downtown Phoenix. Game 2 of a 3-game set between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals. A rare windy day down here on the field, and something that's been rare around the ballpark this season is some good news, but we had a double dose of it today. Miguel Montero back with the team, and Brandon Webb down in the bullpen threw off the mound. It was a surprise to Webby, who went out to play catch with Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach, and Stottlemyre Jr. summoned Webb into the bullpen and told him to throw 2 sets of 15 pitches. Webb reported afterwards that his arm felt great. He thought dropping his arm slot really changed things, and he said there's no timetable set for his return, but he certainly sees light at the end of the tunnel after this. Webb has not been on a big league mound since opening day of last season. Wouldn't it be something to get him back and see what he could do with Dan Herron, who is on the mound tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Last time Dan Herron faced the St. Louis Cardinals, though, balls were flying out. Let's see what happens tonight as the wind is blowing out right now at Chase Field. It's Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona.
Jerseys. Skipper Tony La Russa began his career in professional baseball as a member and a player with the Kansas City A's in 1963. One of his teammates, Dick Hauser. And look at the career that La Russa has had now as a manager in the big leagues. Let's take a look at his starting lineup. He's got David Freese back, missing some time with an ankle injury. Then it's Rasmus Albert Pujols. Matt Holliday on down. It's Ludwig Schumacher Molina. Brendan Ryan homered last night. And Ottavino, and certainly lineup brought to you by KFC. Dan Herron, numbers delivered by the UPS store. Not used to seeing him at 4.83, but the good news is, as we spoke about in the open, we're seeing that ERA come down.
The numbers are improving.
So the right-hander goes to work for the 14th time this season. Remember, he was brought into pro baseball by the St. Louis Cardinals. As the wind swirls around this ballpark, you can see Dan's jersey reacting a bit, stuff floating around the yard. 1-0 the count as we're underway. Pitch over the inside corner as Dan spins off that one a bit to David Freese. 311, 4 home runs, 32 batted in. And again, last Saturday, rolled an ankle as the cutter is waved at. You know, we talked about the struggles of these Cardinals and how they went to L.A., didn't win a game. Well, they had David Freese. They missed him all week. They missed a lot of time with Colby Rasmus. He had a calf injury. Topper out to third. Reynolds just in time for the out. Without sending anyone to the disabled list, they missed a couple of guys this past week. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defense. Jackson Young, Upton outfield. Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoche infield. And Chris Snyder behind the plate. Snyder working with Dan Herron. Miguel Montero now working with Chris Snyder. Good to see him back. That knee 100%. And again, in all likelihood will be in the starting lineup tomorrow. Is available certainly to pinch hit. And here's Rasmus. Breaking ball. Strike one. A get me over curveball. 0-1 the count.
It's good to see Miguel Montero back. And he just kind of lights up this ball club. He's very well liked by his teammates. I don't think I've ever been 100%. You?
No. Let alone when playing sports.
Yeah. But he's 100%. That's great to hear.
100% until he walks onto the field. And he'll probably be back down to about 86%. High fly heading to the corner. Connor Jackson is, and he is there to make the play. So Rasmus, who came in hitting .285 with 10 home runs, is erased. And with 2 outs now, it's Dan Herron against Albert Pujols.
He was handcuffed here last night and was handcuffed in the Dodgers series prior to coming in here. You just hope you can continue to handcuff him for a couple more days, because that is those are numbers you don't see next to this superstar.
Fastball is up and in. Rodrigo Lopez did a nice job against him last night. It wasn't Albert Pujols, yet it was the 8-hitter that hurt him, and Brendan Ryan. 1-0 the count to Pujols. 1-1 the count. Over the top of a split-fingered fastball. Well, that was a cutter. He really got on top of it.
Maybe it's tough to tell with Dan anymore.
The 1-2. Fastball up and away. 2-2 the count.
Dan reached back and got 94 miles an hour. That's a pretty firm fastball for Dan Herron. But then you look and see who's in the batter's box, and that happens.
Broke his bat. It's rolled out to Mark Reynolds. Plays it off to the side and in time for the out. So the struggles for Pujols on this trip continue. 1 for his last 16. Danny just fine. D-backs ace or starting pitcher or slugger.
That'd be nice too.
But that is wonderful. What a great sign. We love signs at the ballpark. We love you fans, and you have been loyal on this homestand, no doubt about it. These, by the way, are current D-backs, not future D-backs. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Kelly Johnson's at the top of the order. Connor Jackson, Stephen Drew, Mark Reynolds. It's LaRoche. It's Young with a pretty good homestand. Justin Upton bats 7th today. And it's Chris Snyder and Dan Herron who can truly handle the bat. Adam Robert Ottavino is on the mound. Ottavino, the right-hander, goes to work. Young man born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Went to Northeastern. You can see just a couple of starts in his major league career. Against Milwaukee and against Chicago.
You see 7 walks in 10 2/3 innings. That's far too many. Falls behind 2-0, but he's got a fastball. He can run up there in the mid-90s with a little slider and a changeup as well.
On to old lazy fly ball to center field. The swirling wind will play a role in this ball game. Let's take a look defensively for the St. Louis Cardinals. Rasmus saying, I can't figure out where it's blowing. Holiday, Rasmus, Ludwig. Freeze, Ryan, Schumacher, and Albert. Ottavino, Yadier, Molina. So now Connor Jackson. Connor was just 2 for 22 on that 9-game road trip, a 9-game losing streak on that trip, as that one is fouled off. 0-91 on this homestand. He's 9 for 25. Hit one to us. It's our birthday. Well, maybe just bring him a ball.
That'd be just kind of tapping one foul, wouldn't it?
Right, we don't.
Yeah, just toss him a ball. Be the right thing to do.
The 0-1. The sentiment again is there, though. 0-2, the count to Connor. Connor on this homestand in the 25 at bats, 2 doubles, a homer, and he hasn't struck out. Which that has been, you want to talk about a bug that has had a bite, as that one is into right field. Ludwig makes the play for the second out. So with 2 away, there's Stephen Drew. Been down on the Diamond Gracie, down there in the lower bowl, playing in a baseball game with everything open when the wind kind of just swirls, right? Does it swirl?
It just kind of swirls around. You just got to stay with everything. Don't give up on any ball. Sometimes a ball going into the crowd might blow back into play. And a ball that's popped up on the right side, make sure the first baseman and second baseman, even the right fielder, give it chase until somebody calls it. Don't just assume that, that was to the first baseman. No, it might blow to you.
So, play like you're actually playing in the elements.
Exactly.
At another windy ballpark.
Like outdoor baseball.
That's exactly
That's
right.
the way we like it.
3-0 the count. We'll hear it, I would imagine, with all of our microphones down below, and you'll see it. They played Drew to pull dramatically in the outfield as that one misses outside. That's a 4-pitch walk to Stephen Drew. Well, there you have it. Good way to start things. And so Mark Reynolds batting cleanup. And when you look down this lineup, by the way, with Upton in the 7th slot, you see left, right, left, right, left, right, and then a couple of right-handers to the end. That may cause the skipper of the Cardinals, the future Hall of Fame skipper,
make a lot of moves.
Fitz late in the game. Yeah, you bet. Because he likes to go left, right with the pitchers. 0-1 the count. That's not marching, by the way, the left, right.
I thought you were going to say about face or something.
No. I love it about face for Mark Reynolds. On this homestand, he is scuffled. 3 for 24. 3 hits, 10 strikeouts. That one sails off the catcher's mitt of Molina, and Drew now is in scoring position. So here's a chance for Mark Reynolds. Driving a run.
Would you say this is a wild pitch or a pass ball? I think that's a pass ball. It's probably going to go as a wild pitch, but
you got a Gold Glover behind the plate. He's a very good one. And I think you expect him to catch that ball. I agree. though it is ruled a wild pitch. So let's see if the Sheriff can drive in a run.
Oh, I love that nickname.
That pitch is high. 2-1 the count to Mark. Mark was 1 for 4 with a walk last night. He struck out as well. You can run, but you can't slide from the Sheriff. That one is outside.
What's going on out here?
You're just having a tough start to the day.
Nice. Got that Sugar Ray Leonard model of glove on. Got the boxing glove on right now instead of the catcher's glove.
It was only about 4 inches off the plate. So he'll shake himself. Let's see if Reynolds can shake things up with an RBI. Right back up over our heads, and that is a souvenir. LaRoche waits on deck. We wrap this homestand up and this series tomorrow. Chris Carpenter against Edwin Jackson. It's a rematch that got a little, well, contentious last time they met up. The 3-2. Lined left field. That one is down. It's an RBI for Reynolds. And for the Diamondbacks, they lead it by a score of 1-0. Reynolds with a slide. Those quads bothering him, but he's got plenty in the engine to earn himself a double. So Arizona 1, St. Louis nothing for Reynolds, 44 RBIs.
Those 2-out walks come back to haunt you a lot, and they certainly did that time for Adam Ottavino. Breaking ball stays up. Mark Reynolds just smokes it. Nothing Matt Holliday can do but play it on a hop, try to get it back in, but by the time he does, the Sheriff, as my partner likes to call him, sliding in with a double. 1-0 D-backs.
Well, this is our 4th year working together. You actually can slide if you're Mark, though. You just can't slide away from it. This is our 4th year working together. You always talk about those early walks tend to score.
And the late ones.
Well, they all tend to score. 1-0 the count.
They didn't yesterday when the Cardinals walked.
No.
Unfortunately.
Climbing up that list, 44 RBIs. Well, that's a mixed bag, isn't it?
Sure is.
That is a surprising RBI leaders list. As that one is low.
Can we see that again? I'd like to see that again. Jorge Cantu. Casey McGee quietly just doing it in Milwaukee. And Big Troy Gloss, the former D-back.
Oh,
somebody
boy.
needs some shoes.
Oh, boy. That one is fouled off. Well, he's the other one. You talk about Reynolds needing to get going on this homestand. LaRoche 4 for 28 with 11 strikeouts on this homestand. He was 2 for 4 last night with a couple of RBIs. He started clicking last few at-bats last night, didn't he?
Off some left-handers.
Two and one the count to Adam.
Changeup. That one had Adam fooled.
After the series wraps up tomorrow, it's off to Boston, Massachusetts to take on the Red Sox at Fenway Park. We'll have them for you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then to Motown we go. The 2-2. Outside. Don't forget, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. Young waits on deck. Ottavino had some exaggerated mechanics near the end of last year. He's really quieted them down as the 3-2 hit on the ground. Pujols leaves his feet from his back. Needs Ottavino covering in time for the out. Not from his backside, from his back.
What a great play. The dive, roll over, and then throw it from your back.
And this guy shows so much moxie to go along with his talent, so much competitive cool. We went, wow, it's a real deal. So, you know, long story short, we made the trade for Mark Mulder because we figured we were like one more top of the rotation guy away from having as good a chance as anybody to win it. The A's in that package asked for Dan. There was no doubt in our mind the next year that he would be a starter, quality starter. There's nothing he's done is a surprise. He's a terrific competitor and a really good man, kind you build your franchise around.
Originally a Cardinal, and that was his manager, Tony La Russa, talking about 04, Dan Herron, the work he did. That was our Geico quote. As that pitch is away, 1-2 the count, and you have to spend to get a veteran pitcher. They spent this man. That was their cash.
In order to get something really good, you got to give up something really good.
That pitch is low. Chris Carpenter looks on. La Russa was saying in that conversation, and we'll share a majority of it with you when we go to St. Louis. I was able to sit down with him for about 20 minutes today. But talking about the guy that they used as another example in putting a pitcher in the bullpen for a year, as that's a topper. And then putting into the rotation is Wainwright, Adam Wainwright. So now we didn't design it that he would turn out to be a World Series hero as a reliever.
Closing.
Yeah, he is a big believer, La Russa is, and Duncan. If they have a prospect coming through the ranks, when they arrive to the big leagues, they're big believers. Let him pitch in the bullpen for a year. Let him work out of the bullpen, get to see the world around them. They had that plan for Herron for a season. Over the top, split-fingered fastball. It is hard today. I mean, it's got some good velocity, not a ton of dive, but boy, just late movement.
Well, that's a beautiful pitch. That late dive, right over the top of it goes Holiday. That's the perfect pitch right there. Nobody's hitting that one.
I love that split-fingered fastball, at times more so than the big bouncer into the dirt. Out front, threw him a cut fastball, popped up. Snyder finds it, gets rid of the mask, into fair territory. And he is there to put it away with that mohawk on top of his head. I'm not sure if that helped him make the play or not.
Well, it had to have. You wouldn't get a cut like that unless it helped you, would it?
If it helps you find the baseball, maybe kind of points you up to the sky.
Yeah.
There's a handful of guys.
Great in one of those.
Anyway, 2 outs for Skip Schumacher.
You know, we got to see if we can. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Matt Williams looked good in a mohawk, wouldn't he? I don't think he could grow one, though.
Right, he'd have to, I guess, have like a faux hawk.
Yeah, that would look so good. Bo Porter.
Curveball is high, 1-1 the count. So who do you have? You have Chris Snyder, Blaine Boyer. I don't remember who else got mohawks. The 1-1. Chad Qualls got one as that one is grounded foul. And Edwin Jackson has had a variation of that mohawk throughout the year, but you have Staff getting mohawks. But for some reason, Edwin's just looks better.
Well, according to Edwin.
Well, according to me, too. That one swung right through. High in the zone. That was, again, a splitter right up at the chest. Last, we love our D-backs. Don't forget, by the way, if you'd like to share your sign with us, visit Fox Sports Arizona. Look at that. Pujols, a poor man's Mark Grace. Baxter is hungry. Anyway, visit foxsportsarizona.com. Click on the Diamondbacks page. Find the What's Your Sign box and follow the instructions if you'd like. Oh, wow. Yikes. Well, folks are getting after it.
That's violent. But I'm
1-0.
okay with it.
Well, you know what?
I mean, you've been wanting some of that, some violence.
I'm ready for a brawl. I mean, I'm ready. I mean, a real one. Not where guys all get together and
kumbaya.
High fly left field. Going back is Holiday. In front of the Budweiser sign, he hauls that one away. Talking about college sports on this Saturday afternoon as we get closer to the fall is Pac-10 expansion to a, quote, super conference, end quote, a good idea. A for yes, God bless you. God bless you.
Bless you.
Or B for no. 36929. Text A or B, Pac-10 super conference. Strike one.
Really, Darren, you do college athletics? What's your take on that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and why?
Just the more the merrier. If conferences are going to break down and they want to be a part of your conference, and let's say the Kansas Jayhawks want to become part of the Pac-10, and you can add Kansas basketball to your
they're not going to go to the Pac-10.
Well, we'll see.
They'll go to the Mountain West.
If you can grow your conference in different areas, then grow it.
Okay. So, but it's about money, isn't it?
Sure, it's about money. And television networks, that's what it's always about.
Justin Upton just struck out.
Upton's in the 7 slot today, starting in the 7 hole for just the 36th time in his career. He has hit between 3rd, 4th, and 5th 209 times in his career in the 7 slot today. What do you think?
I still don't understand all of it, to be honest with you. Is some conferences are just floundering, or is it just what's going on with Yadier today? I mean, this guy's a Gold Glove catcher, and he's just missing balls.
I guess too. I
Did you
say
take him
yes.
out on the town last night or something?
No. We thought about it, but I have to get my sleep. 1-1 the count
for this 5 o'clock game.
Molina, though, it's a beautiful night, Gracie. Chris Snyder, diving attempt, but then off the glove of Ryan. Great effort there, but Chris reaches with a single. So Chris, who was 4 for 22 on the homestand previous of that, comes up with a hit.
So the super conference stuff, it's a good thing.
I say yes.
I don't really know enough about it to give a...
And I'm not in the mode right now to know a lot about it either, if you follow me there.
Gotcha.
In baseball season, I think I may have a stronger opinion. I think about Texas joining the Pac-10 for baseball. I hadn't thought about that.
Well, see, I'm thinking more football. If it'll lead to a college football playoff, then I'm all for it.
Nice. Now we're talking.
BCS is such a sham.
2-0 the count. Danny rolling through a 4-game hitting streak, 5 for his last 12. Has hit in 9 of his 13 starts this year. 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter as well. Base hit right field. 5-game hitting streak. Heron's batting average just went up.
That boy can hit. He can pitch too. He can hit.
Came in hitting .405 and drives it to right field. Now, that's as a pitcher. So in a way, that's a little bit misleading because Dan Heron also has a hit as a pinch hitter. So the average overall higher. Mike Leake doing all of his work. Congratulations to the ASU and non-minor leaguer Mike Leake.
By the way, he is now at 421.
Nice.
So he is now on top.
That pitch is in. That's a 5-game hitting streak for Dan Heron. Hitting streak alert, folks. We'll update you in 5 days.
So DiMaggio, the Yankee Clippers looking looking over his shoulder.
It would take him a while to get there, but why not? Next season, we'd still be talking about it. The one.
What?
Lost a throat there. I'm choked up about Danny.
Did you choke on one of those terrible almonds?
No. You're right. I need to get some buttery popcorn. You never choke on that.
I think I'm.
Get some cactus corn.
It's the best popcorn you'll ever eat. Oh, my goodness. That's a different way to go about it.
Yeah. 1-2 the count. Got the cheese and the mater right there.
And got 0 on his face, which is amazing. By the way, you know we're going to Boston. It's famous for pizza throwing.
Oh, I can't wait. The 1-2. Fouls it off. He loves, look, when he came here, he said he loved hitting in this ballpark. He's backed it up, has not been the same hitter on the road. The OPS of 1158. League average OPS, by the way, league average 731. So
that's good.
That's very good. He's, if you look at it that way, just a tick below league average on the road.
We call him the hard-hitting second baseman.
He is that. Just got a piece of that one.
But by getting a piece of it, you stay alive and you give yourself a fighting chance.
Still ready to move on to that next slice, I'm thinking.
Double-fisted.
Look at that. Happy as a pig in mud. 2-2, ground ball out to second. Schumacher swipes it up off the ground, and in time for the out. They stranded pair. Diamondbacks just snacking right now in the run column. Well said. A lot of great signs at the ballpark here tonight. You fans have done a fabulous job showing your passion on this homestand. There we go. You got your sign. Well done. A lot of good stuff going on. Congratulations, you fans. Sign-making station here at the ballpark. By the way, bringing the heat in the month of June. St. Louis certainly here for one more day. Then it's off to Boston, to Fenway, then off to Comerica in Detroit. Then the Yankees come to town. Then back out on the road to Tampa Bay and St. Louis. You guys ready in that home dugout? Because the challenge is just beginning. Yadier Molina. He has not been able to really corral any pitch that he wants to catch. Let's see if he can corral something with a bat in his hand. Molina at 255, 2 home runs, and 29 batted in as that one misses low. A cut fastball there from Heron. That is 6 for 11 against Arizona this year. Is a big swing and he fouls it back. 2-1 the count. I forget too when this club lands and heads over to play the Red Sox in Fenway. Adrian Beltre's there having a nice year. Bouncing ball and it's a foul ball. There are the numbers for Beltre.
A little shorter porch over there in left field in Boston than it was in Seattle. Is that OPS good?
Yes, we were saying earlier, league average 731. So you bet it's good. On 150 points above league average. Cut fastball. Waved upon and missed. And like his brother, Molina doesn't strike out a ton. A little bit more than Benji. But that time a strikeout victim. So we got a foul ball there.
Oh, that's our guy.
Super fan.
That's our guy. He was yelling at Troy Tulowitzki, remember?
I do.
That's our buddy. By the way, Yadier striking out. He's boxing balls. I think you took him out on the town last night.
All right.
I think you did.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. I wish that were true because he's a nice man. I like his brother as well. I like Jose Molina. But I need my sleep.
It's true. It's a 5 o'clock game.
Topper. That's a fair ball. All right.
Yeah,
well,
go ahead and tag him there.
Tag him out. So 2 the ground out there. 2 unassisted. Tagging him.
Just chops it right off the plate. Snyder does a good job of getting it while it's fair. Go ahead and tag him there, Snide piece. There you go. It's about as easy. I'll tell you what, these are as easy of outs as you're going to get. Dan Heron is on a roll.
Fouled off. Speaking of on a roll, when this club gets to Detroit, they see this man. And what a year he is
Papa
having.
Grande.
You bet. 12 of 13.
Papa.
I don't know where you folks were at on April 7th.
I haven't said that in years. What?
On April 7th, Gracie, I forget where we were. We were, I'm sure, having a nice meal somewhere. April 7th, that was the one day he gave up an earned run this year. April 7th at Kansas City. 1 earned run this year.
Man.
So
Impressive.
So
Alma Papa.
Mark that day down, April 7th, because he gave up an earned run at Kansas City. 25 in the 3rd innings. Breaking ball. 1, 2, 3. So far, very good for Dan Heron. 2003. On this date, 2003, Matt Williams. May 31st, his last big league hit. He went out with a bang down the line. The Murph. I'm not calling it anything else but the Murph. And came around to score. I think we know that man scoring right in front.
Yeah, we knew ahead of time that was his last. And I just told him how proud I was of him. And how proud I was to be playing with him.
That's good stuff there,
I
Gracie.
retired shortly thereafter. So it was the end of Matty and I's era, and that's a pretty good guy to, well, call it a day with.
Yeah, you bet. Connor Jackson, high fly, ball left field, going back is Holiday with a leap. He makes the play for the out. So Connor, who homered for the first time this year on this homestand, has Holiday go get that one.
You didn't like getting outs, huh?
That's the thing. Out there on that mound, coaches will tell you, you can go in private and smack your glove around, but I meant to get him out that way. And out is an out.
Doggone right.
0-1 the count to Stephen Drew. Jeff Suppan has been signed by these Cardinals today. He threw in the bullpen for St. Louis.
Had some good years with St. Louis.
Had some very good years. It was his World Series and postseason success that earned him quite a commitment from the Milwaukee Brewers. In the end, one that didn't work out. The 1-1. High fly into right field. Coming on in is Ludwig, and Ryan is there, makes the play for the out. So Stephen is erased. Want to remind everyone that every time a Diamondbacks hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. We've got a few signs tonight, and I'm proud, but we need more.
I think you're right. You know what? You haven't said that. I'm glad you finally said it. We've been talking about it.
And it finally came up in our production meeting today. And our fine graphics coordinator was really angry, really adamant about it. Josh Weingrab. He was upset at dinner.
He wanted more signs.
And that one is high, 2-0 the count. Stormed off from the media room. Diamondbacks executives were concerned. The 2-0. Swinging through it, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, the hallways were rocking. He was sour.
2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs for Mark Reynolds.
And then we brought Josh a pizza for lunch, and he was happy again.
2-2 the count. So we're going to do our best to show as many as we can, but on behalf of our graphics department, we need more. Pops that one up over our head, and it's a souvenir. You think about Suppan. Wasn't dramatically different. I mean, he had signed, and his ERA was in the mid to high 4s for his career already. He was a guy who just plowed through innings. As that one bounces in there, I think more than anything, what failed Jeff Suppan was the health and dependability of Ben Sheets, because Suppan was brought in to shore up the middle of the rotation. Now he gets thrust into having to be a number 1. Well, they bring Sabathia in. He saved that team's bacon. The 3-2. Reynolds pops it up. Long run for Pujols, still going. Should be in the seats, and it is.
Yeah, the Brewers haven't put a whole lot the last couple of years into the pitching staff. I love Giovanni Gallardo. I think he's a terrific young pitcher. But after that, there's not a whole heck of a lot there. You know me, I'm a big Manny Parra fan. I love Manny Parra. I think he's a guy that's got stardom in his future.
The 3-2 with 2 outs. High drive left field. Holiday going back. Holiday says goodbye. with the double. Mark with a homer. Mark with 45 RBIs and now 15 home runs. Another $150 to the Arizona Mountain Rescue Association, brought to you by Fulton Homes.
Let's see what he gets here. He gets a little slider right in the middle of the plate. Ottavino, I think he knew when Mark Reynolds squares it up, they don't come back. How about Mark Reynolds? One off the National League lead in RBIs.
It's incredible the year he has had.
And if you ask Mark Reynolds, he thinks he's having a rotten year. He does. He thinks he's having a rotten year. He's one behind Troy Gloss for the lead in RBIs. Well, there's about 99% of the National League would love to stink that bad.
High fly ball to LaRoche. Get that one. Holiday to the wall. Bye. In support of Dan Herron, LaRoche with his 8th home run of the year. He was having a quiet homestand. So was Reynolds. They're both percolating tonight.
That's a long ways for a left-hander to hit a ball here at Chase Field. LaRoche just leans on it. Drives it about 415 feet to left center field.
Chris Young pops it up, and going back to make the play is Schumacher. But Mark Reynolds and Adam LaRoche trying to liven up this ballpark and this D-backs offense. Section 111 during Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home games. On the ground, Stephen Drew. Off balance throw. David Freese is erased, and that is one away.
10 straight now for Dan Herron to start the game.
We were talking about 3-0 being the score, and a World Cup soccer score today. A draw, 1-1 draw, United States and England.
Did you watch it?
I did not.
I watched every second of it.
I'm into
it. I'm into it. And casually, I'm not a huge soccer fan. If my kids play it, I'll watch it.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. But I don't. I know you like to get up at about 7:30 in the morning and go down to an Irish pub or something and watch the soccer games.
Well, now we're talking.
Yeah, but
you didn't say that part.
But I couldn't tell you who's on Manchester United, and I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who's in. What's the other one? Barcelona.
Look at that. Look at Karina down there ready to roll with the USA jersey.
But I watched every second of it today. Just like I did the hockey, the Olympic hockey, as that was tapped in. Mark Reynolds.
Rasmus is erased. Reynolds goes up the ladder. Quickly, let's slide in our AT&T trivia question. I'm told it is a good one. And it's World Cup related.
It needs to be.
World Cup related prior to Albert Pujols, who was the last Cardinals player to win the MVP award.
World Cup. You know, that is World Cup related. It's not at all.
Curveball for strike one. 0-1 the count to
Kyle
Albert.
Rote Jr.
On 0-1. That one is low. 1-1 the count. Willie McGee.
Congratulations, Darren's computer.
No. I just got it right. And as I told you, folks, it was World Cup related. 1-2 the count. Pujols, we mentioned, plodding a bit through this trip. He is now 1 for 16 on a trip to L.A. and Arizona. As that one is outside. 2-2 the count. Albert talking about when he goes through periods like this, at times he might just not take batting practice at all. Go in, dry swings, hit off the tee. High fly ball, center field. Well, so far, so good. Once Chris puts this one away for Dan Herron. He has faced the minimum through 4 against his old team, the Cardinals. So Justin Upton ready to roll as we move along to the bottom of the 4th inning. Upton waves at a fastball, fouls it into the upper deck. 0-1 the count to Justin. Struck out back in the 2nd inning swinging. And on this homestand, 6 for 28, couple of homers and 14 strikeouts. Just got a piece of that one, diving down and away. No balls and 2 strikes to count. We talk about Ottavino and the attention he had grabbed from scouts. Not a whole lot until he headed into 2006 at Northeastern.
Smart kid going to Northeastern.
Very smart kid. And he was smart because his first start of the year that year, he went south. His whole team went to warm up and they faced Georgia Tech. He struck out 12, had a no-hitter through 6 against Georgia Tech, at the time the #1 team in the land. Justin fouls it off. Then they started noticing. Then later on that season, James Madison was the #1 offensive team in Division I baseball. Well, he no-hit him. So they really had his attention then. First round pick in 06. Just off the plate. And he is, we were talking about it earlier, simplified those mechanics. Pretty free and easy with that arm whip that he has. That one is high. 3-2 the count. Grew up in Brooklyn. Snyder waits on deck. The 3-2.
Well, he just challenged Justin Upton with the fastball right in the middle of the plate. Justin took a mighty rip at it and fouled it off.
We're talking about Justin getting the start in 7 slot for the 36th time in his career. He's batted third more than any place else, 150 times. Got him down and away off speed pitch, so a pair of strikeouts for Upton tonight. And 87 Ks on the year. Let's answer our trivia question. I don't remember the year, though. That's the only thing about Albert Pujols. Previous of him, Willie McGee. I don't remember the year. Is it 91? No, 85. I got to go back a lot further. Well, how about that year, Gracie? 353, 216 hits, and 56 stolen bases. Golly.
And one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life. Still isn't a wonderful guy, but was just so respectful. It was always a pleasure to tee it up against Willie.
No, and 2 the count to Chris Snyder. Nice job. Well, he's starting to liven up now back behind that plate. You're talking about how Yadier needs his sleep.
Well, not if you keep taking him out at night.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Snyder with a roller and a foul ball.
Hey, guess what Saturday, July 10th is, Darren?
What's that?
It's 80s night at the ballpark. Watch the D-backs play the Marlins from Studio 34, a special mixer and club theme event in the Miller Lite Diamond Club. Tickets are only $10 and include a $5 beverage credit. So call 602-462-4794 for tickets or go to dbacks.com/Studio 34.
Wow, you love a good mixer, don't you?
I love a good mixer. I'm going to be there. What is that? July 10th, Saturday. Yep, I'm going to be there. Got a good mixer going on out there now.
That one misses away.
Have to get my binocs on those folks out there. See if they. There they are. There they are. That's a good mixer out there.
Boy, it's festive out there tonight. The 3-2. Fouled off. One thing disappointed. I'm glad folks are having a good time, but where's the signs?
Yeah, we got no signs out there. It's disappointing. Got some beautiful ladies and some handsome young men. That's a good-looking mixer out there.
3-2. Chris drives it to left. Snyder out of here. Trying to get, speaking of mixers, his straw to stir the drink a little bit more these days. Unable to pitch in a ton offensively since May 1st. Tonight he's singled, he's homered. He has 9 home runs on the year. Another Fulton Homes homer. $150 to the Arizona Mountain Rescue Association.
Well, trust me, these guys know when the other catcher's been activated. I'm sure Chris Snyder probably trying to send a message to A.J. Hinch. Just don't quite hand the keys to the car over quite yet.
So a 3-homer night for the Diamondbacks. Now understand this, it had only been 2 starts, but Ottavino had allowed just 1 homer in his first couple of starts. Danny pokes at that one, protecting no balls and 2 strikes. Couple of boys with long balls getting together there. Well, I'm excited when Adam LaRoche gets that mohawk. He's going to look sharp. The 0-2. Can't wait till Danny gets his.
I don't know if Danny probably go that route.
The 1-2.
Going to have to get some new lumber.
He is going to have to get some new lumber. Aaron, by the way, 5 multi-hit games since the start of last year. More than any other pitcher in the big leagues, and specifically the National League, obviously. Dan Aaron base hit. It's a multi-hit game. That one will roll for a while, all the way to the wall. Aaron in with the double. So Dan, with a single and a double, it's getting somewhat silly what he's able to do offensively. He has 6 doubles this year.
He just scalds this pitch. My goodness, Dan Aaron doing it on the mound and in the batter's box. A fastball running middle in. That is a bolt into left center field. It can't be cut off. He stands on second base with 1 out. We're going to get a visit from pitching coach Dave Duncan. Ottavino getting hit around pretty hard here now.
By the way, Danny doing it on his bobblehead day as well. How about that? Why don't they have it with a bat in his hand?
Well, he should. Should have a bat and a baseball in the glove, because he has been a double threat all year long.
So with 1 out, 4-0 the score. Here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson lines that one into left center field. The other way, all the way to the wall. Aaron scores easily. Kelly racing on around. He stops at second after trading places with Dan Herron. Arizona 5, St. Louis nothing.
Doubles now for Kelly Johnson. First pitch after the meeting is a little change up. Doesn't try to pull it down, just drills it into left center the other way. Kelly Johnson just continues to impress all year long offensively.
This Diamondbacks club has only struck out twice tonight. You saw what Kelly attempted to do. The only 2 strikeouts from Justin Upton, but Reynolds, who has 82 on the year, no strikeouts. LaRoche, who has 61 on the year, no strikeouts. Connor sees the count evened up at 1-1. What does that mean, by the way, all those doubles you were talking about? Well, he's right there nipping at the heels of Jason Worth. And now ahead of Marlon Byrd and Brandon Phillips. At some point, with what he is doing, we're going to have to even talk a little bit more about the possibility of Kelly Johnson going to Anaheim.
I agree with you. Somebody's going to have to represent the Diamondbacks as far as all-star wise. And right now, Kelly Johnson, I think, he's got his credentials include Player of the Month in April. As that one's popped up.
Albert racing, and Albert runs out of room.
As a matter of fact, speaking of Kelly Johnson and Anaheim, voting is still open for the 2010 All-Star Game. Send your favorite players or deserving players to the All-Star Game. Vote early, vote often, vote now at dbacks.com. I mean, you can vote right there. Well, not there, but there.
I like it.
But right now, between Chris Young, Kelly Johnson,
Connor Jackson into center field, there to make the play is Rasmus. Johnson went back to the bag, tagged and drew the throw, but did not attempt to advance. And don't forget a very good thing going on. Baseball fans, you can now make your own cool play. Chaz Roberts, Carrier, and Goodman invite you to help Arizona families to stay cool this summer. Nominate a deserving family to win a new air conditioning system. For details, go to chazroberts.com/cool play. Last 2 years, Dan Herron has now 11 doubles. 11 in the last 2 seasons. 4 more than the man who's number 2, Cardinal Adam Wainwright, for pitchers. Crazy, 11 doubles?
The boatload.
Goodness. That pitch sails outside. You start talking about Johnson, just to chatter a little bit more about it. He is 9th in the National League amongst all players in on-base plus slugging, 933. That's 200 points above league average, 200 points.
Still need you to tutor me through that OPS
That's
stuff.
no problem. I'm glad to do it.
Thank you.
Guys in his club, Adam Dunn, Albert Pujols, Scott Rowland, Ryan Zimmerman, Ethier is at top. He's over 1,000. 3-1 the count. Down into left field, up against that bullpen wall. Johnson scores easily. 3 doubles in the inning for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now they're adding on. They lead it in their Saturday Blacks by a score of 6-0. We better see these jerseys on the road in Detroit next weekend.
How about every game if you're going to play like this? Well, another great job of just going the other way with the ball and not just flipping it the other way, driving it the other way. Kelly Johnson scores easily, and that's going to be all for young Adam Ottavino. He's had a tough day. Tony La Russa making a change.
I'm not moping. I'm not moping at all. These fans.
He's not today.
These fans have been treated, and a great crowd tonight to some offense. They've also, if they get out tomorrow, been treated to tacos, Gracie. 6 runs we've got tacos.
Can't wait.
Oh, boy. Back of the old ball yard, Mitchell Boggs, the 26-year-old right-hander, goes to work. He is on a nice roll lately, you can see overall this season. Mark Reynolds got him earlier this year, though, one of his 15 homers. And a long, long home run off the bat of Mark Reynolds up there, up by Fridays in the all-you-can-eat section. Waves at a fastball, 96 miles an hour. 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. The Cardinals with nothing to speak of offensively at all. No runs, no hits, and of course no miscues. Dan has been dynamic, getting a lot of early outs. His pitch count more than manageable. Over the inside part of the plate, no balls and 2 strikes to count. Already bouncing around with that sign for a Reynolds home run, because Reynolds has already hit a home run back in the 3rd inning. Creeped over that wall in left center field. One and 2 the count. I see the boys bring the sticks to work, I tell you.
You know, when you swing the bats like the Diamondbacks, you can't expect to swing the bats like this every night, but Boy, it just makes you look crisp. It makes you look alert.
Reynolds does not offer 98 miles an hour.
98?
98 miles an hour. Well, it's her birthday, and she wants a baseball player boyfriend, and even you're good enough, Mark.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you, honey. Happy birthday.
2-2. Broke his bat. There to make the play at third is Freeze in time for the out. Maybe Snyder or Heron or Kelly Johnson. That might not be a bad choice either. They're all pitching.
Welcome back. A beautiful night for baseball in downtown Phoenix as the Diamondbacks up big 6-0 on the St. Louis Cardinals. Out in Uptown and joined by Alex Arndt, who's with about 100 of his friends out here from the American Cancer Society out to raise awareness for the society. And what's it mean for you that all these folks have come out to support the cause?
It's great to see all the people out here supporting the cause, and it's even better that we can do it while watching the Diamondbacks game.
And certainly, and it means something extra special to you after a diagnosis that you got just a few years ago.
Right. I was diagnosed in 2006 with leukemia, and I'm cancer-free now, but it's great to be with other people who are supporting the cause. So.
And since then, you have really taken up the cause. You were granted a Make-A-Wish. What did you do with that wish?
I ended up donating the equivalent of the wish to a camp called Camp Sunrise Sidekicks, where children with cancer diagnoses and their siblings can go up to Camp Payson for a 1-week program and do a full summer camp experience.
Well, that's certainly admirable, commendable for you to do that. He's actually a counselor up there, guys, right now. It's in July, and you can find out more by contacting your American Cancer Society. The number, it's on the back of his shirt, 1-800-ACS-2345. They're still accepting applications to be a counselor. You can hang out with Alex and do something great this summer. For you college kids who are looking for something to do this summer, go up to Payson and really make a difference.
Oh boy, Big Mac, good stuff for a good cause, and many blessings to that man, the survivor. That one bounces high up against that bullpen gate. And so that, for Dan Heron, is the first hit allowed in the ball game. It comes here in the 5th inning off the bat of Matt Holliday. He went through the order. He had retired 12 in a row to open the game.
That was a split that just hung in the middle of the plate. Matt Holliday, he doesn't miss those very often.
What a great deal out there for those folks, and they're out there in Uptown, all gathered together. Strike one to Ryan Ludwig. Fastball sails outside, 1-1 to count. We're talking about Tony La Russa and these Cardinals playing without Freeze for a week, then without Rasmus for about 6 days. Neither one of them went on the DL. It cost him certainly in Los Angeles, where they went winless. Didn't want to, but he did. That was a cut fastball.
And it was a perfect one. Ludwig just couldn't read it. Ended up taking a very weak swing.
What a difference a day makes, by the way. The Diamondbacks last night left 16 on base. Tonight they're knocking the ball around the ballpark. Outside. 2-2 the count. The timely hitting better in a single game anyway, and the strikeouts down. Again through 4 innings. Ludwig right back through the box and into center field. They're going to send Holiday on around. The first run of the ball game follows the first hit of the ball game. Ryan Ludwig with 35 RBIs. 6-1 is the score. And a few Cardinals fans that have made it have something to cheer about at the ballpark.
Just a fastball in the middle of the plate. Whacked right back up the box. Chris Young does a good job. Doesn't try to be heroic. Just get it back in. Keep the double play in order. And get it back to Dan Heron.
Skip Schumacher, curveball. Strike one, grabs the outside part of the plate. And grew up in Southern California, played his college baseball at Pepperdine, but the Cardinals scouted him and found him. Second round pick in 2001 as the curveball is high. Father Dan Sr. had a huge impact on the career of Dan. That was the man who did a lot of coaching. As that one is in. You talk about the hitting that Heron does. There's the arm that Heron has. Our Quest high-speed internet high-speed pitch, 94 miles an hour. That one is fouled off of the plate.
Well, even down 5 runs. Sending runners, trying to make things happen, trying to get right back in the game, put a little pressure on Dan Heron and the Diamondback defense. I like that. I'm not a big believer in not taking chances just because you're behind in the game. I like aggressiveness in that situation. Open up a hole for yourself.
Well, if you're a team that scores runs aggressively, and that's the style of play that you use, if you lose that style of play altogether, my goodness, it's like driving a car with 3 wheels. Why would you do it?
That's exactly right.
I mean, if you're a slugging team, why, if you're down 6-0, would you suddenly try and bunt for base hits all the time? And that's just the nature of this Cardinals club, as that pitch is high. 3-2 the count to Skip. He was 2 for 4 last night with an RBI double, a .300 career hitter against the Diamondbacks. High fly left and an easy chance, it appears, for Connor. So far, some of the work for Dan Heron. Again, he was perfect through 4. It's been, again, a mixed bag of pitches.
Everything down in the zone. He's been huge efforts to try to stay down in the zone. That was a split that he got. But, it's been the split finger. It's been the curveball. It's been the cutter, the fastball. It's been a little bit of everything for him. He's got 4 strikeouts. Just in very good command of his stuff right now.
And he's got 2 hits as well. Single and a double. Molina struck out back in the 3rd inning. Now 6 for 12 against the Diamondbacks this year. That run will be earned when the inning comes to an end. Pitch is low, 1-1 the count.
Just threw a fastball right by him.
Southern California, where Dan grew up, went to Bishop Ahmad High School and wasn't even scouted extensively in high school. Really loved to hit. Wanted to be a hitter and a position player, but they needed him to pitch in Pepperdine and went to college there. They needed someone in that spot as he bounces in there. Ended up working in a rotation that included, if you folks remember, just had health problems and arm problems in the end. He pitched with Noah Lowry at Pepperdine.
I remember Noah Lowry. So it's been a couple of years since we've seen that left-hander, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of promise. I mean, think about it. Look at Danny out here at this age, prime of his career now. When you're constantly hurt, it makes it tough. Upton, a long way to go. He can't get there. It's a fair ball. So Upton unable to make the play with the slide. Johnson peeled off at the last minute.
Which pretty much means Upton must have been calling for the ball. Johnson's not going to peel off unless there's a call for the ball. You can see. I'm not sure if Kelly Johnson could have gotten to it or not, but you're not going to see somebody peel off unless they're called off.
So with a couple of runners on now, here's Brendan Ryan. 0-1 the count. Ryan was busy raising quite a fuss in the locker room today about the fact that in World Cup play, France was in and Ireland, they were out because of France, and he's not happy about it. Spanks one into right field. They're going to stop the runner with Upton's arm, so right back chest high into the cutoff man. Bases are loaded now. And a visit from Mel Jr. Felipe Lopez will hit.
A nice piece of hitting right there by Ryan, driving it to the right side. Upton came in and got it in, but I'll tell you what, the Cardinals are one swing of the bat from being right back in the thick of this thing.
So they go to the bench and they ask for former D-back who hit 300 in Arizona and 300 last year in Milwaukee. He's back with the Cardinals, and his good friend Albert Pujols hits Felipe Lopez. By the way, Ryan's done good work in the last 24 hours. He hadn't done much work at all previous to that offensively.
You're exactly right.
Here's Felipe. Bases full, just one out. Over the outside, it's strike one to Lopez. Jumps right ahead. I think just 254. All right, fair enough.
You're allowed to.
0-1 in. Cut fastball there, 1-1 the count. The difference when Dan gets a first pitch strike. After 1-0, opponents hit 369 against him. After 0-1, 242. He jumped ahead here. Breaking ball. That's a curve ball that misses out. 2-1 the count. Former All-Star Felipe Lopez facing a three-time All-Star in Dan. Popped it up. And he beat him with a fastball. Connor comes in, snatches at that baseball, grabbing it out of the air. So the big second out. Lopez is done.
He just challenges him right down Broadway. And he beats Lopez with it. Huge out right there for Dan Haren. Well, if you could get through this with just one run, you would be ahead of the game. I mean, a lot of high-stress pitches here in the top of the fifth inning. After just absolutely cruising through the first four.
Pitch count at 71. Bases remain loaded. Pop that one up. Back of the infield again. This time, boys get together. They do. Justin puts it away. As long as you communicate when it counts in the end. 6-1 the score. Shutout, no hitter, broken up this inning. There, and I know it's good for Derek, obviously, to be there as a dad, but with his dad as well, Mr. Larry Hall. Just a father and a son, and a father and a son enjoying a ball game as we welcome you back to the ballpark. 6-1 the score. And that's kind of what this game's all about. Blake Hawksworth on for the 20th time this year. The numbers aren't very good, but that is a big league name.
Blake Hawksworth. Sounds like a ball player, doesn't it?
Yes. 27-year-old right-hander. And the pitch is low. 1-0 the count. LaRoche homered earlier in this ball game. Did he homer again? High drive, deep right field, heading towards the pool. Swim, ball, swim! That turned out to be a no-doubter! Exclamation point! Wow! Oh, you bet it's squirrel season.
Well, it's a funny game, this game we love. Cardinals put together an inning of about 25 minutes, had all kinds of hits, 4 hits, a double, had base runners everywhere. They scored 1 run. In a matter of about 5 seconds, the Diamondbacks scored 1 run.
His third multi-home run game this year, the 15th of his career. He didn't truly splash down out there. That went a long way. Right back to the screen. So 1-1 the count. That one misses outside. Where do they pitch Chris Young? They pitch him away a lot. That's our Amica Insurance hit zone. We're tracking a little bit differently, just seeing where he's being attacked all year long. And red doesn't mean he's hot. That just means where it is hot, because when they work in, he tries to drive the ball. 2-2 the count. Good stuff. A little change of the Amica hit zone.
I like it better.
I like it a lot better. Out in L.A., folks with Stats Inc., Megan Sheehan doing a nice job adapting, because we're very high maintenance. And we asked to have it changed. We love Amica Insurance. Bouncing ball. flagging. You better hurry. And nowhere near Albert.
He just said, heck with it.
So an infield single for Chris Young.
Let's see what happens here. Wonder if Albert just never saw the ball as he was running to the bag or something.
Maybe so. Then once he picked it up, it was nowhere close.
I don't think Brendan Ryan was real happy about that either.
Upton takes strike one, a sinking fastball over the inside corner. Seven to 1 the score. 11 hits for the Diamondbacks, 4 for the Cardinals. Neither team's committed an error. Go down to Mark McClune, a little bit more on Adam LaRoche. Mark?
Yeah, just passing along what Adam was talking about in the locker room postgame last night. He said that he's actually tweaked his stance lately so he can see the ball better. He said just a couple things that, and I don't know if you can tell by looking at his stance that he's a little more open, so he's able to see the pitch. And he also said last night facing a lefty he thought really got him going because that forces him to stay in more. Now, Mark Grace, of course, as a left-handed hitter, what did facing a lefty do for you when you were struggling?
He's absolutely right. I had to see some lefties in order to stay correct, because otherwise, if you just face nothing but right-handers, next thing you know, you can just get in some bad habits, start trying to pull everything. Facing that left-hander forces you to keep that front shoulder closed. Oh, what a jump.
Yep, there's a stolen base. He can walk right in. Had more stolen bases than anyone in the game over the last week of games. He's got 6 in that time, and he's got 10 on the year.
All right, Darren, right there. What's the difference between that and defensive indifference?
Well, they were holding him on first. I mean, that's one thing. A lot of times defensive indifference is called with the first baseman behind. Justin puts it on the ground. Young's going to go ahead and grab an extra base. Upton running hard, good to see, and firing down that line. Move the runner up.
Yeah, Chris Young just making things happen out there. Slow roller, he knows he can get to third. And now Chris Snyder can drive in and run with a fly ball, and also force the infield to come in.
Plus, you know, defensive indifference is a terrible rule anyway, as we take a look at the Chris Snyder, or Snide piece, as Gracie likes to call him, his homer.
A new Mohawk making things happen for Chris Snyder.
Ouch. Pounded that one off his foot. No balls and 2 strikes.
Golly, the huge part of the way the game has changed, Darren, is they got guys now that are middle relievers, and they throw 95, 96 miles an hour. You know, like right now, Juan Gutierrez is a guy that doesn't get a whole lot of big innings for the Diamondbacks. He throws 97.
With the double-digit ERA, which is incredible. Over the outside, backed off, looked like a change of pace there. So Chris is 2 for 3 now on the evening. Big round of applause as Danny steps into the box. He is singled and he has doubled. And his batting average now in the year, a very legitimate for a starting pitcher, a legitimate 436.
Is that legitimate? I think it's.
I mean, when you pitch every 5th day for a pitcher, oh, there's no doubt.
Well, you know, they give Silver Sluggers awards for pitchers, Darren, which is kind of a shame. But he's well on his way.
Dan on the ground. And in time for the out. 7-1 the score. A home run by Adam LaRoche. Tomorrow afternoon, Albert and Mark, and certainly the quieter Albert is in these first two games, the more you had better duck or get him out of town, one or the other. And of course, Mark Reynolds slugging it, having a fine game this evening, hoping he keeps on rolling. Aaron completing his warm-up tosses, ready to roll against these St. Louis Cardinals, has a 6-run lead. Colby Rasmus to lead things off. For Rasmus, you can see in a similar manner to Chris Young, he has pitched a lot away. You don't want to make a mistake in. Everything away, up and away, away middle, and down and away. As we take a look at our Amica Insurance hit zone. High fly ball, well struck into right center field. That one, it goes out of the pool as well. Into the pool area. So Rasmus leans on that one. And his 11th home run of the year. It's a 7-2 game, and so certainly getting a run right back after giving one up. Let's see where he threw this pitch.
I'm imagining right down the middle. Yep, belt high, down the middle. Rasmus does not miss it. He is an impressive young player.
We talk about young with pride, Chris Young, but Rasmus, as that off-speed pitch is high. Rasmus, one of the best offensive center fielders out there. Albert looks at a curveball, not so sure about that call. And you're Albert Pujols, and you have the MVPs that he has accumulated, 3 of them. You're used to not having corners extended on you a bit. Twice the reaction of I don't like the call.
Much as I love Albert Pujols, those are strikes.
That pitch is up and away. 2-2 the count. Dan wheels and deals. Curveball, got it. Not used to seeing this from Albert Pujols. Doing what he can do with his glove on the other side, not taking his bat out there. It's the Home Depot doing more on defense. This play, a fine play, and throws it
from his bat. There's a strike to first base, and that robbed Adam LaRoche of a base hit. So Adam LaRoche just said, well, I'm not going to get robbed anymore. I'm just going to hit homers. So he's hit 2 home runs after he got robbed. They can't catch him in the seats.
0-1 the count to Holiday.
gas. 0-2.
Explodes right through that ball. You're talking about Rasmus, #1 in the big leagues in on-base percentage. #3 in slug. He's having a great year out there in center field. On 0-2. Strike 3 over the outside corner. Holiday doesn't like it. That was a strike as well.
I think he'll take a look at the video and see that that was the correct call. That was just a terrific pitch there by Aaron. What do you think at home? Looks like a strike, doesn't it?
Pretty good pitch.
Of course, if I was the hitter, man, that ball's outside. Come on, man. No, Mark, that's a strike. Get in the dugout. Shut up. They'll tell you that, too.
They never told you to shut up, did they?
Oh, lots.
Really?
Except they would add a few extra words in there.
Like, please?
No.
No. Thank you?
No.
No. Because those are the magic words.
All I would ever say to an umpire is, excuse me, kind sir, but I think you may have been mistaken. Yeah, and sometimes I'd get run. I mean, it just didn't seem right to me.
1-2 the count to Ludwig. Nice job blocking it up. So Dan was perfect through 4 innings. He's got 6 strikeouts in the game. He's gotten Albert once. Albert is 0 for 3. Lifted into left. Connor Jackson is there. And through all the struggles on the recent road trip for the Diamondbacks, picture this. They're turning things into something positive on this homestand. You got a homer from LaRoche. You got a homer from Snidepiece. And you've got another one, a multi-homer game, the 3rd of the year. Look out there. But you also have Danny on the mound doing his thing, and Danny with a bat in his hand. He's got a single, and he's got a double. And the Diamondbacks, on a night in which they cut the strikeouts down, put the ball in play, and just continue to whack at that baseball. Look forward to Adam LaRoche's Mohawk here on the road trip. Freese moves over. David Freese to play first. And over at third, utility infielder Aaron Miles, a veteran. Been at it for a long, long time. And the 1-0. Johnson takes outside. We need you to think Kelly when you think All-Star game.
Well, somebody's going to have to represent these guys. And right now, I don't know who could better do it than Kelly Johnson.
I mean, he is in the top 10 offensively, not just among second basemen, but amongst all players at all positions. So vote Kelly. That's right, for the 2010 All-Star game. Vote Kelly Johnson. Look at that slugging percentage. 550 slugging percentage.
933 OPS. Is that good?
Gracie, league average is 731. See that slug at 550? League average is 402.
Wow.
I've been telling you all season long, and now
you're bringing me along on these, these new stats.
Connor swings right through it. I'm hoping to get you soon on board with OPS Plus.
I can't see that happening.
So it'll be fun on the road trip, folks. Gracie will explain it to you in Detroit.
It's a long trip to Boston. You can probably tutor me on OPS Plus. Pitches seen per at bat and the value of it. And I know you're big on it. VORP.
Oh, value over replacement player. Connor swings right through it. 1-2 the count. Not as big on VORP. I can't really tell you that I understand that. OPS Plus, I understand that. Gracie is coming.
Yeah,
Statistically,
I'll just take a guy that waits for a good pitch and then hammers it.
hits it in the gap. I am a big believer of driving in the gap.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking. So if you drive it in the gap, you'll have a high OPS. Is that right?
And plus.
Okay, then there you have it. So
2-2
I just
the
like
count.
to keep things simple and I like a guy that'll drive it in the gap.
Bouncing ball. Connor is erased on a ground ball out there.
Mark your calendars for All-American Weekend, July 2nd through the 4th, presented by Arizona Milk Producers. Enjoy the D-backs Dodgers series, plus a post-game fireworks spectacular. Call 602-462-4794 or visit dbacks.com. That'll be great.
I'm looking forward to All-American Weekend. Are you in town, by the way? Just when I get excited for All-American Weekend.
Oh, let me see.
You are here for the mixer, by the way.
Oh, of course I am. I wouldn't miss a good mixer.
On July the 10th. One and 0 the count to Stephen Drew.
And the answer is, I don't know.
Okay, so you'll be gone. That one is to the backstop. Nope, you'll be in Atlanta on All-American Weekend.
Darn it. Rather be here.
I'm going to miss you. But you'll be back for the 4th of July. And I'm looking forward to the barbecue at your house after our game.
There won't be one.
Jason LaRue is the new catcher, and he waits for that one. It's fouled off at the plate. Veteran earth mover back there. Kind of a Tony La Russa style backup, isn't it?
You don't play too much, but when you do, just give him every ounce of your heart and soul.
Good in that room.
Be a big grinder back there. And usually that guy, a lot of times, he gets the job of facing the Ubaldo Jimenez's and those guys. Oh, Yadier's tired today. Go get Ubaldo. Or Roy Halladay.
That never happens
Somebody
in the
like
big
that.
leagues, does it?
Oh, never.
Come on now. grab your bag. It's on. Quest high-speed internet, blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Valley Hyundai dealers, time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollar. Hyundai, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. ValleyHyundaiDealers.com. Back here at Chase Field. A lot of families enjoying the ball game tonight. Right away, a curveball. It's a bouncing ball, and there's one out as Skip Schumacher.
Well, you love late in the game, get those one pitch, one outs.
Aaron Miles takes a strike. Of course, the juggling a bit of the lineup with Miles coming in at third. LaRue, the catcher spot, now the number 3 slot. Did he go on a breaking ball? You bet, says Eric Cooper. Five hits for the Cardinals. And A.J. Hinch and his Diamondbacks, they have 11 hits. Offensively doing a great job. Pitching certainly there. Tried to nail the inside corner. Ground ball. Kelly Johnson scoops it up and in time for the out. Fox Sports Arizona and the Professional Firefighters Association of Arizona honor the Arizona finalists for the All-Stars Among Us as our Good Sports of the Week. You can vote to send one of these 3 worthwhile and caring individuals to the All-Star Game in Anaheim by logging on to peopleallstars.com. You can see all the great work they have done. James, Donna, and Michael reaching out to the community, those in need. As that one is fouled off. On the far end there, the work done by Michael Young, charity, helping the kids in need of therapy dogs. I know Tony La Russa would be awfully proud of that. It is one
big
of
on that.
His major callings in life, to reach out to abandoned animals, but not only to save animals that have been abandoned, but then to plug them back into the community, whether it's folks that are in need, children struggling with reading, tying those that are in need of therapy dogs, guide dogs. Animal Rescue Foundation, he and his wife Elaine, and it is a nationwide effort rescuing animals who rescue humans in return. So for La Russa, that's something he has been very active in. The 1-2. Nice job keeping that one with him. 2-2 the count. Got him with a cut fastball. Down goes Ryan. Boy, you love a 1, 2, 3 inning in the 7th. Look forward to that. What are you talking about, by the way, Joe? Looking smart every night out there.
Every night. I was going to say he's not giving himself enough credit. They don't call him the professor for nothing.
That's exactly right. The Arizona Diamondbacks offensively providing support for Dan Herron. They're a team that, when they're right, can slug the baseball, and they're right tonight 10 times, 3 or more home runs in a game this season, the most in the National League. And then the other thing the Diamondbacks are trying to do is to take an outing in which a starting pitcher goes 7 innings or more and gives up 3 earned runs or less and win that game. Now, you would think, well, that sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? The only team in baseball with a losing mark when that occurs is the Arizona Diamondbacks. You've got to win these games. We said that in the open, and 7 runs, you're just fine. That's a quality start, by the way. 7 and 2 and 3.
For us.
That's exactly
for
right.
us. We don't give you that 6 and 3 runs. We're a little tougher on the boys.
No, we're not agents. That's
exactly.
Why. You can see right there. That's the bottom, the very bottom. Every other team, that's the very bottom. The Cubs cut off right there are winning teams. Pirates are undefeated. They haven't done it much, but they've won every one of their games, about 6 of them. Hot shot, base hit, left field.
3 hits now for Mark Reynolds on the evening.
Let's bring in Mark McClune a little bit more on Adam LaRoche, tying it in with our 10th inning show as well.
Yeah, that's right. Adam featured prominently in this month's 10th inning and certainly making his presence felt in the box with the 2 home runs tonight, 4 RBIs the past 2 games. But he also made his presence felt in the clubhouse pregame yesterday, dispensing camo to all of his teammates. It was camouflage clubhouse. You had Juan Gutierrez wearing camo, Dontrell Willis, Chris Young. So not only were guys, they were walking around in mohawks and wearing camo. Dontrell says he'd like to be on Adam LaRoche's show, Buck Commander, at some point this offseason, hunt some deer up on the Kansas-Missouri border. LaRoche, you can see all about what he calls the redneck revolution of the clubhouse on the 10th inning Sunday right after the game.
Does that include the boot shopping you guys did as well?
The boot shopping, the squirrel shoes.
I have a feeling, Darren, if you and I went hunting with those guys, they probably put some fake antlers on us and just take aim.
Absolutely. That one is lifted foul. Well, I'm curious, Mark, if you're still with us. Are you with us over there?
I'm still.
Oh, okay. I'm curious if, in fact, I saw a few guys, the guys with camo, I couldn't even see them. How'd you see them to know to go up and talk to them?
They were in camo.
I mean, you couldn't even see half the clubhouse. Just looked like a bunch of chairs and walls.
Yeah, well, I think they just all sort of, the Sedona Red, hopefully, kind of made the guys stand out. You know, one guy who's also a member of Adam LaRoche's television show, Buck Commander, which we got to get y'all some hats, by the way, Buck Commander hats. But Chipper Jones, good friends with Adam LaRoche, and the two, they hunt deer at Chipper's Ranch in South Texas. And they go up to Oklahoma for a little while. Then they go up to Adam LaRoche's place on the Kansas-Missouri border. Dontrell Willis will be with him.
Are you an investor in the show?
I just like saying it.
Because you're firmly saying it. I like it.
Well, I want
like
a hat
5 times. That's why you want to. All right. Well, we need a hat so that Big Mac, where you at, can get a hat as well. Because I mean, I thought that.
Yeah, I couldn't even see those guys in their camo. It's kind of like. Did you also notice in that room there was an ostrich with his head in the sand, but you couldn't see him?
No, he was hiding.
Exactly.
Buck Commander.
Again.
Breaking ball misses outside. Now, do you like that nickname, Big Mac, where you at?
That's more like last year's.
Really?
Mark McClune. Yeah, he was always like, Big Mac, where you at? And then he would let us know where he was.
Right. I was trying to make it sound fresh.
We need to get that going. We need to continue that.
Oh, my goodness.
That's one of the more delayed. But don't worry, folks. Adam will be just fine because Buck Commander will be right on because, well, what's this? Well, okay, I'm going to ring it up. Wow. Bill Miller with the delayed reaction. Adam LaRoche disappointed.
So Adam goes down on strikes. Breaking ball, and it's a strike.
I'll tell you what, Mark McClune looking forward to Buck Commander, isn't he?
I think he's an investor.
Has to be.
Ground ball, and it's a foul ball. Buck Commander.
Him and Chipper Jones.
I gotta wonder what the mindset is of a hunter. Got him over the top of it. Young goes down on strikes. So the runner remains at first. Justin, to steal your phrase, and it's one of my favorites, has been peeking into the candy store window. It's time to get yourself something sugary and sweet here.
Yeah, does everybody have a hit in the lineup? Now, Connor Jackson's also peeking in the candy store today. Diamondbacks have 12 hits here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Justin's still looking for his first. So that's what we mean by peeking in the candy store. Everybody else is enjoying their chocolate chip ice cream and their jelly beans and jujubes and their cotton candy. Well, it's time for Justin to get him a gumdrop.
Pitches away, 2-0 the count. Maybe some Pop Rocks.
They still make those? I thought they were dangerous.
Oh, they're really good. Just swallow a whole mouthful and drink some Coca-Cola right behind.
Oh, yeah. In your mouth.
Bouncing ball to the right side. Still peeking into that candy store, but the good news is his team is up by a score of 7-2. Vintage shirt from the Redhead section, the Carr shirt, Sutton Gracie's Redheads. Hopefully bringing that back again someday. What's Brewing is brought to you by our good friends with the Miller Brewing Company. The Cardinals, of course, tomorrow. Then please come with us to Fenway Park. You can all be Redheads and travel with us on television. And then come with us to Motown as well. Two fabulous cities, and we're going. And Buckholz, Lester, and Lackey as Nick Stavanoa hits one deep into that bullpen, but it's a foul ball. Buckholz, Lester, and Lackey. How about that? Let's see. Dan Herron, Mark Grace, and Darren Sutton. All you can eat seats. What's not to love, I'm guessing?
Go D-backs. I like that. Dan Herron important. Number one on that list.
You bet. Stavanoa disappears as he waves over that cut fastball. One away in the eighth. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night as Fox brings you every moment of the 2010 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 13th from Anaheim, Orange County, California at 5, only on Fox. Yeah, looking forward to sitting down and hearing from U of A grad Terry Francona.
Can't wait to go in and talk to him. He's fun to talk to.
Jimmy Leland, of course. We'll hear from him as well.
His office isn't non-smoking.
It's all right.
So just be warned.
I'll be just fine. 1-2 the count. I understand safety, and I understand being smart, but I also understand sometimes a world that can be too politically correct. 1-2 the count. My goodness. Danny was not politically correct at all. He was just downright mean to Freeze there. The fans have spoken, by the way, on an earlier question that we shared with you, tying right in, of course, to baseball here in June. Pac-10 expansion. Is the Super Conference a good idea? You say yes. I tease, obviously. It's been all over the airwaves this week. It's been a huge topic of conversation.
And where does ASU stand in this? They're not threatened to be moved out of the Pac-10 or anything, are they? Or
no.
U of A?
Oh, no.
Okay, good. I guess I need to pay a little more attention to that. I'm kind of out in the cold as far as whether it would be good or bad for college athletics.
You got like a year and a half.
Okay.
That's why we're talking about it. That's a foul ball on a line drive here in June. 7-2 the score.
Week number 1 in football is probably at least 5 months away, isn't it? 3 months away. I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself.
High pop. And into the seats it goes. I do like my college basketball. You know, you're more of a football guy.
I love college basketball.
There's a little mohawk. Kind of
It is?
Kind of a little faux hawk there. Hey, Mom. Just mashing faces there. Oh, look.
Let me smack. Ow! Got a little. Remember those days?
Oh, you bet.
When you took a few rights to the face? Oh, yeah. Yep. Get off me, Mom. I will eat your nose.
1-2. Coming on and a base hit. Rasmus, that pitch was buried in. Homered last time up. Danny made the right pitch. He just fought it off. So now the catcher, Jason LaRue, starting to move around in the bullpen. It's Aaron Heilman.
.110 pitches, Darren Sutton. So the finish line's just ahead.
Cut fastball, 0-1 the count. I think if he mows here through LaRue, if he does, I want to respect Mr. Jason LaRue. But if he's able to do it, you think at 115, 116, that'll do it?
I think that'll do it. And I think they'll hand the steering wheel to whoever it is, either Aaron Heilman or whoever it is. They decide to get up for the ninth inning. But they'd love to get they'd love to get Dan Herron through this. They'd hate to take him out now.
Runner on the move, the throw, and a stolen base. Rasmus, I should say, off and rolling, and stolen base number 8 on the year. Gives LaRue a chance to drive in his 4th run of the season. Over the top of a wicked split-fingered fastball.
And I think that's the end of the night for Dan Herron. And once again, my friend, a job well done.
That is 3 spectacular outings. On Jack in the Box invites you to think outside of the box or outside of those walls, as the Diamondbacks tonight have come unglued. They have been needing this, maybe some frustration surrounding their recent struggles, trying to make it as well a winning homestand. You have to do that. And thinking outside of the box, the other part of the story is that Dan Herron has been great. 8 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, only 6 hits allowed. And for Dan, 3 solid starts in a row. He is our APS Energy All-Star. And, of course, he does that on his bobblehead night.
I was going to say, his timing is fabulous.
See that? That was like his bobblehead there. And we appreciate him doing that for us. As Nick Stavanoa is in left field. Big old fella manning left for the Cardinals.
He is a big old boy.
Yes, he is.
Big old corn-fed boy out there.
Nick will be just fine. And on the mound, Fernando Salas, 24-year-old right-hander. As that one is away. Just 2 appearances, 1 total inning in the big leagues. 2 appearances now. This is his 2nd appearance for Salas. The 1-2 pitch. Ian on the hands, and easing back and under to make the play is Schumacher. So Snyder, who homered and singled, has now struck out and popped out to follow it up, but still a good night, 2 for 4. Miguel Montero back.
A nice warm applause from the fans.
How frustrating was it to see Miguel get hurt? When he got hurt, with 5 games played, he was 6 for 12 with a double with 3 RBIs. And he looks at strike one. One of the best hitting catchers in the game from mid-June on last year. Over the top, looked like a split-fingered fastball, and of course the injury here, just trying to avoid attack. Talk about frustrating. Partial meniscus tear in his right knee because of it, as Miggy fouls that one off. He was hitting when he was down rehabbing. DH some, caught some. So he's ready to roll. Oh, and 2 the count. And the one thing I think he's most excited about is not having to be our color analyst. He'd come on a couple of times, came on with us from Chicago, came on down here.
Just a good guy and a good player.
That pitch is up. 2-2 the count. The 2-2. Just off the plate. The 3-2 pitch to Miggy. Line center field, and there to make the play is Rasmus. Well, we have to take a peek down into the minor leagues where Miggy was.
All right, who we got tonight? That's your voice, too.
No, it's not. That. Chris Odegaard, young man out of Mankato State in Minnesota. 23rd round selection. Very good sinker, a good slider, change up a distant third pitch. They love the work ethic, and look at his last 6 games.
Oh, you sound great in that voiceover.
So we're keeping an eye on you in South Bend. Chris Odegaard, part of that bullpen. His brother plays for the program now, Minnesota State Mankato, and you love to see a young man turn himself. Here's your example, 23rd round pick, and kind of those guys get mentioned. You were a 24th round pick.
Right.
Get mentioned quickly. We'll see how they do on draft day. Well, here he is, and he's rolling this year. Your opportunity, Gracie, and Mr. Odegaard, it is what you guys make of it.
Yeah, guys in that area of the draft don't get the break. You got to earn everything. Huh?
Not really sure where that fit in, but I liked it. They
some
love
for 23rd rounders.
They love 23rd round picks.
Oh, the Diamondbacks. We lead the league in love.
You need to lead the league in other things soon.
Other than strikeouts?
Well, absolutely. But love's a good start. And you have your sign. That's what matters.
Very well done, young lady and young man.
The 2-2. Over the outside corner. Johnson goes down. Young Love. Really sure. treated the way you should have been treated all year long, with solid baseball, with good pitching, with home runs. You have been loud and proud with your support of this game of baseball and the Arizona Diamondbacks. So you fans tonight, and your great signs wearing your heart not only on your sleeves but on your signs, you are Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning Cool Play. Thank you guys for making it fun for us up here. Really made it fun for us up here. Aaron Heilman goes to work. And he does so for the 28th time this year. The best relief pitcher in that bullpen, and it's not even close. All season long, he has been dependable. Others have had good, solid spurts, but when your collective ERA is as high as it is, Randy Wynn, veteran, has found a home, not in New York, but now in St. Louis.
It was New York earlier this year.
Kojakistan sign there, just trying to be creative with Connor.
I like that. I do like that.
That one is fouled off.
Kojakistan. Oh, that's a big rig.
When you can see what he has done since making the move. It's another Tony La Russa kind of guy, too, to pad his bench with veterans. Yeah, that he can go to. Will not be overwhelmed by any situation. The 1-1. Pitch is high and away. 2-1 the count. The 2-1. Out front there. Good change of pace from Heilman.
He has been a thorn in the D-backs' side for a long, long time.
A lot of big hits in this ballpark, too.
When he was with the Giants.
2-2. Ground ball, Steven to a knee. That's a nice play. A very nice play by Steven Drew. Made it look easy.
And it was not easy. It was scalded to the backhand side.
Trying to help Dan Herron win his 7th game of the year. The lone game that is not an interleague game. Herron, by the way, lowered his ERA down to 4.61. So crawling closer to
going
that.
in the right direction.
You bet, that respectability he's used to. You know, for Danny, it's a race for having a 3 in front of that ERA. He's got a lot of work to do, but you know he's ready to do it. That pitch bounces in there again just to finish the thought on Danny. 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs earned. No walks, 9 strikeouts. No walks, 9 strikeouts. Only 1 3-ball count to take it a step further. 1-2 the count for Dan Herron. 1 3-ball count all night. Won the series against Colorado. Over the top of a changeup. That is strike 3.
All right, all these fans, on your feet, folks. On your feet. Time to get up. Come on, folks. Time to get up. 2 outs in the 9th. Folks. All right, all folks that are watching on TV, when you come to the ball game, 2 outs in the 9th. On your feet. Everybody on your feet. Hello? There we go. That's what you do. Everybody follow suit. There you go. Don't worry about the people behind you blocking their view. If they want to see, they can stand up too. Come on, folks.
1-1 the count on Schumacher.
There's our guy. Come on, stand up, superfan. Get everybody around you to stand up.
See, he's worried about blocking, isn't he? He's thinking about that.
Yeah, there we go. That section's got it. That section's got it. Hello?
The 1-1. 1-2 the count.
All right, now they're starting to feel it a little bit. That's great. That's how we do it around here.
Pitch is low, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, you don't sit down just because it's ball two. You continue to stand, right?
Absolutely, the whole ninth inning, my friend.
Beat on the padding if you need to.
7-2 the score. The 2-2 pitch inside. 3-2 the count. They won 2 of 3 against Colorado. They split with Atlanta. Trying to split these first 2 games with St. Louis. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled it back. Heilman, another 3-2. Line drive, base hit, right field.
Nice job of hitting right there by Skip Schumacher. That was a 3-2 changeup and a pretty doggone good one. He just battled and fought it off and lined it into right field to keep the game alive.
So now Aaron Miles. Miles grounded out to second back in the 7th inning. 30,017 fans on hand tonight. High fly ball into left field. The Diamondbacks beat the Cardinals. And Dan Herron is the winner for the 7th time this year. 4 long balls. A good night to be that man and a good night to be a Diamondback. Phoenix standing and cheering at the yard. We're getting it out to our postgame show, and we'll do so right now.